2 days before Rebellion, we have this Impact. And I gotta say, done very well. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the last pay-per-view, I think it was Against All Odds. I can't remember the name of it. It could be Against All Odds. I might be wrong, so you guys can tell me below. After so many pay-per-views I'm seeing from the WWE and how that last pay-per-view completely and totally upset me because of the quality of it, I gotta admit, I'm worried about this one coming up. And I'm hoping the quality will be better. But I'm not... I have to make sure that I don't skew myself to this Impact Wrestling review, because this was actually a good show. First thing I'm going to talk about is Scarlett Bordeaux. She's in my face, my gorgeous woman. I know in real life she'll never have anything to do with me, because she'll just look at an old 48-year-old man and say, "You're chubby, I don't need you." Not good to bash yourself. Always remember not to bash yourself when you have depression. Ain't good for you. But it's good to see she's going to do a live smoke show. I've said this before and I'll say it again. She has huge amounts of charisma. And I wish and I'm hoping she'll impart that to somebody else. And someone in my comments said, why not put Killer Cross with her? Because they are together. They did work together in AAA and they are together. I'm sorry. As the story is right now, unless she goes through a total mood change, it will make no sense. Particularly what's going on with Killer Cross right now, and this is the first thing I'm going to talk about. Killer Cross versus Willie Mack. What did we actually get with this match? 0. Now, mind you, the match quality was damn good. Willie Mack is an incredible wrestler for his size. The guy is 280, 290, pushing it. And he can do moves that many people in the WWE wish they could do. And I hope he never goes there, because they will do nothing with him. He'll end up like the Funkasaurus. And if anybody remembers who Brodus Clay was as a Funkasaurus, you get my point. He will end up like him or worse. So in the end of this match, and it was a good match, Killer Cross won. But what does this really help with Killer Cross? As I told my subscriber before, one or two of my subscribers, when it comes down to Killer Cross, it would have been better for him to work with Moose. And then go into the tag division for a couple of months, win the damn titles, and then drop them, and then they both go to separate ways and go back into the main title scene. Because as it stands, Killer Cross is in a program with Willie Mack, who should be working in a program with Rick Swann, who himself should be doing something with Sami Callihan. Now, Moose is now working with Ethan Page, and what was that guy's name? Alexander, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the guy who's working with Ethan Page. You guys can tell me below who the guy's name is, because for some reason I'm forgetting right now. But when it comes down to it, look how far they pushed Moose. They got nothing for him to do. I'm sorry, what's going on with Johnny Evil and in the main title picture gives nothing for Moose, excuse me, nothing for Moose and nothing for Killer Cross. Like I said, there's nothing for them to do. So now they stuck Moose with the Rascals, who honestly, this one segment was better than any of the other ones where they look like they're smoking in the last 9 to 6 months. This one segment in the back just showing how funny they can be. But it's the only one segment compared to all the other ones that was just zero interest. But now you got this feud, which means nothing. I'd rather see Moose with Killer Cross. Killer Cross is not money as it stands right now working with Willie Mack. And I'm not against Willie. Moose is not doing anything with the Rascals. It's dumb. Over Melissa Santos. Now, that kind of leads me to Melissa Santos. She was not there on the stream due to the fact that she destroyed her Mac. I know she destroyed her Mac. The Mac laptops that they have do not handle water well. They go poof. So we got John Collis and Scott Demont. And now remember his name, Scott Demont. And then a lot of people would say, oh, this sucked. I want to see now I'm botching her name. Melissa, because she's cute, she's sexy. Really. Look, I'm going to say this to anybody who liked Melissa. And I'm not against Melissa. As I said in my last Impact Wrestling review, if you met her in real life, you wish you were probably married to her or be her friend. Because she's incredibly sweet. You could tell she's a good woman. But as the person who ran the stream, it was garbage. She didn't understand what she was doing. I think she really was given a job that she really did not understand. And maybe when she gets a new I forgot, the MacBook Pro. Maybe she'll get a MacBook Pro with a little bit more horsepower than the one she was holding. Maybe before she actually starts streaming again, she will work with someone how to be able to maintain a stream, how to act when she's streaming. Maybe she'll get her own Twitch channel and practice a little bit. I'm hoping that Scott and Don do this for about a month. Give her a month to really get into the understanding what it means to be a Twitch streamer, because she's not one and she's terrible at it. But this was actually really funny. I actually enjoyed seeing Don and Scott act the way they were. Seeing the food out there was cool. And I know I said seeing a person who streams on Twitch eating food is stupid and disrespectful. Not if it's not in front of you. And I mean your computer. Anybody who does video game streaming, if they do it with that's a big mess of a disaster. You don't eat next to your computer because there's a great chance you will break it. But you got a camera far from them. They can't just wreck it. Someone was doing the stream for them so they could eat. There's no problem. I enjoyed this segment, and I'm going to move on from that. The thing that I enjoyed the most was seeing Richard Swann go to the OVE compound. Let's get this in perspective. I still do believe that OVE should have only Sammy and Rich. And the minions are basically the Chris's and Mad Dog Fulton. The ones who should be leading it should be Sammy and should be Rich. Those are the ones who should be leading it. Because you can say all you want about Sammy saying that OVE is his family. Nope. The Chris brothers are not his family. Rich is. Because when you saw this segment and heard how Rich said clearly, this upsets me. I was there for you when you were having a problem. You were there for me when I was having a problem. Open the damn door to his compound saying, I don't want to do this. You say I'm your brother. You treat me like this. We're family. This, I'm hoping, leads to a heel turn for the Rich Swann because he needs it. Hell, we saw something months ago. I saw something months ago on Major League Wrestling when he was a bad guy. And I liked seeing him as a bad guy. Brash, attitudey, thinking he's full of himself. I want to see that Rich Swann. Not this. Now, the Deaners are here. Now, I didn't say much about the Deaners because I really wanted to see how they were in the ring. They went up against two jobbers. It was a bit sloppy, but I liked the Deaners. Hopefully they will do something with them, unlike Reno Scum, who were there, worked with Falaba and KM and got nowhere. I don't know if they didn't have a contract, and if they did have a contract, it was up, or they're in the back and they're not doing anything. I don't know. I would rather see Reno Scum do something. But until Reno Scum comes back, if they ever do, the Deaners look funny. I like them. Now, Rosemary versus an undead bridesmaid. This was upsetting. It was upsetting. You know why? I'll tell you why. That undead bridesmaid should have been Allie. Months upon months upon months upon months ago. That is how Allie should have been brought in. As an undead bridesmaid. No one knew if it was her. She wore a veil. She beat the crap out of somebody. She took the veil off. And there's your Allie as an undead bridesmaid The first time you see her dressed as an undead bridesmaid, and then with time and progression, she finally goes away from that and becomes Dark Alley. That's the way I wanted it. Now, Rosemary won her match against the undead bridesmaid and then takes one of them as a souvenir or a converter. Maybe she's going to convert that one over because she couldn't save Bunny. She's going to try and save this one. And my guess is you're going to see a fight between Rosemary and possibly Kiera Hogan because Kiera's coming back. As I said before, Kiera is knocked out of the picture because Rosemary wants to protect her because she does not want to let her get hurt. So it looks like she may just take this undead bridesmaid and convert her over into the shadows so she can have a partner that she can face Su Yung and go up against her daddy in the undead realm. That's my guess. This also could be a new knockout coming into the fold, which we do need. Now, we saw a fight with, here's the thing. Seeing Tyra Valkyrie and seeing Jordynne Grace in a gym in a fight was actually quite nice. Way better than what the WWE does. Instead of going to a real gym, they do it in-house, and I always found that to be really dumb. A lot of times you need to be off-site to make something feel legitimate. And very rarely the WWE does it. But here it was nice to see a real gym, see Jordynne Grace doing some exercise. I can't remember what she was doing. I think she was trying to deadlift. No, not deadlift. I can't remember what she was doing. But they basically have the fight, and Jordynne Grace grabs, and you can see her in my face, grabs Tyra Valkyrie by the neck and is hoisting her up against a wall or a pipe or something. I can't remember what it was. It was nice to see. In the end, Jordynne Grace got her ass handed to her, and I'm fine with that because it needed to be done. You can't just have Tyra Valkyrie just roll over to Jordynne Grace. It would be wrong. And I'm glad that this happened. Now, what do we got here? What else do we have? No, I did that one. Wait a minute. Which one is this one? Austin. Here, this is one I forgot the last time. Ace Austin versus Aiden Prince. Now, I did say I was actually glad they even talked about someone getting pissed off because of something that happened. But here was the problem. Because we haven't seen Ace Austin for 3 weeks. Other than what happened in that match he was in, going against Gordon Prince and everybody else in the Ultimate X, it kind of feels flat. Because if you kept having Ace Austin on the show, it would be better. What you could have had was Ace Austin being in the ring and saying, I'm coming for you, Aiden, because you screwed me up getting the X Division title. I think that would have been better. But as it stands now, it just feels a bit empty. Now, it was a good match. And the person that saves Aiden Prince because Ace Austin wanted to keep pounding him was Petey Williams. So you're going to have a feud between Petey Williams and Ace Austin. I kind of wish it was a little sooner than this. Like week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ahead. I can't say anything more than that. Now, let's get the ending of the show done. If I'm getting something, I'm sorry. 6-man tag. Lucha Brothers and the Johnny versus LAX and Brian Cage. Now, the segment before the match happened with Johnny Evil dealing with Lance Storm and Tyra Valkyrie was good. In actuality, this is the best thing that happened on the show. I believe, and this is just me, that Lance Storm is pulling a fast one. I do not believe Lance Storm is going to turn against him. I'm hoping that he pulls a flip when the pay-per-view happens. It's just me. But when he does, he gets angry because he said, look, we're best friends. I love you both. I helped train you, Johnny, and Tyra, you're the best that came out of my school. But I am going to make it very clear. This is a straight down the middle match. Do not expect me to give you favoritism, even though you said earlier, and this is just me saying it, that you asked what would happen if Brian Cage, the meathead, drops me on my head and I become paralyzed. What are you going to do? You're just going to let it happen? So essentially that's what happened, and eventually you got a super kick to the Johnny Evil for his trouble by Lance Storm, trying to prove that he's not to be bought. I can't be bought. Now, the six-man tag. A very, very good six-man tag with little bits of elements of the Full Metal Mayhem match. I honestly don't like it when they do this, giving a little taste of it, because it's been overdone so many times. Instead of waiting a while, maybe once or twice a year you do it. Like the WWE, they always do it. So it kind of makes me a little askew, for me personally, seeing it here, because you don't always see it here on Impact. They don't always do it. So it's actually a good thing, but for me, I feel a little jaded because I've seen it so many times from WWE. I kind of apply it to other promotions, and it does anger me that in the back of my head I'm going, oh no, there goes another teaser. They always do this, but I have to remind myself that this is not WWE, this is Impact Wrestling. They don't do it often. So I'll say they did a good job here. And in the end, Brian Cage, I believe, got hit in the back of the head by a chair from Johnny. And it busted him open in the back of the head. And he got the pin over Johnny. You can see the blood in my face. It's been scrolling either by my shoulder or my face. That was a good ending. Bloody. It actually gives you some interest. Now, I don't want to see Brian Cage hurt, but it actually helps hyping for the show. Was this a good Impact? Yes, it was. Very little I complained about. But I'm still scared about Rebellion because I don't want to see it like it was if the last pay-per-view was Against All Odds, or was it United We Stand? I think it was United We Stand. That was that pay-per-view. But either one of them, I just could not stand that pay-per-view being booked the way it was. It angered me how badly it was booked. Not in the fact of the matches, but the booking, well, not the booking. I think I should take that back. I'm talking about the production value. The way they did the production value for the audio, for the lighting, it was just so bad. That's what turned me off. Say the booking for the lighting and booking for the audio was the bit I'm trying to explain. Have a good night. Peace!